Thank you for watching In Any Arena. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. Dub, what's good, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I can't complain, bro. It's a beautiful day to be in any arena. Something been troubling me, man. Dub, I feel like you know what it is, man. If you had to ask for anything, listen, I don't need no rent money. I don't need, help with anything, but I need
Might
something
be free. I think it's free.
free. It don't cost you anything. What could it be, Dub?
Give us that CLS treatment, that comment, that like, and that subscribe. Again, we're trying to reach broader audiences, help our channel grow by subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So, super cool. The NFL is a global brand. I mean, you got fans all over the world. I've actually attended a game in London. Dopest experience I've ever had, except for the French Open. So this year, first NFL game in Germany, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Now, mind you, early in the season, I had a lot to say about the Seattle Seahawks, letting Russell Wilson go, starting Geno Smith. I'm like, what are these guys doing? They got to be out of their mind. But Geno Smith is playing out of his mind. And I must have been out of mind to say that they weren't going to be good.
Stay off the weed,
Stay
man.
off the weed, man.
Because they balling.
Hey, they are balling. I mean, but again, who would have ever thought that Russell Wilson would go and stink up Denver and, that Seattle would be making it with Geno Smith, man. But, shout out Geno. He's really captaining that ship. What do you think happens when Tom Brady, who's struggling through this season, dealing with a lot of personal issues, heads over to Germany to take on the Seattle Seahawks? Who you got winning? What do you think it'll play out like?
I mean, I have the Seattle Seahawks, man. They are a contender. They are a contender in the NFC.
Yeah.
And it's being shown by their field of play. When you look at Geno Smith, I mean, he has almost 2,200 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a 73.1% completion rating. So when you think about that, man, that is just very solid football.
Yeah.
He's taking care of the ball. He's making very smart decisions while not turning over the ball a lot. But then you have Tyreek Woolen on the defensive side with 4 interceptions already this season. So when you think about just how they're playing defense, man, the defense is stout. You got Jordan Brooks with 90 tackles. Mm-hmm. So overall, man, the Seahawks actually have a pretty complete team. And then when you take a step back, you might have to consider Pete Carroll as coach of the year. Everyone had written off the Seahawks. They thought that Russell Wilson was that important to the Seahawks, which he was at the time, that they were just going to fall apart. They were going to just diminish. But apparently, Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. I think Pete Carroll is in his mid-60s, and he's still coaching at a very high level. And so when I look at the Seahawks and I look at what's going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, they're just not playing great football. The offense can't score anything. If I would have put the ball at the 1 yard line, they probably still couldn't score. That entire game last week, they had 3 points leading up to the fourth quarter. It took a heroic effort by Tom Brady to drive down the field and to close the game out. He thrives in those moments. So there needs to be some modifications with that offense. The defense in Tampa is actually playing pretty well. But we all know if you play on defense and you're constantly on the field for the duration of the game because your offense can't score, then eventually your opponent is going to put up some points on you. So in closing on my point, I got the Seattle Seahawks. I think it will be a close game. And I think as long as Geno Smith does not turn the ball over and continue to play the way in which he's playing, the Seattle Seahawks will come out on top.
Yeah, I think you made some excellent points there. I will say last week it was a heroic effort by Tom Brady, but more so a terrible effort by the Rams to not get a first down when they could have closed the game out. And you got, again, Cooper Kupp, one of the best receivers in the game, sliding as if he's a quarterback and costing him the ability to get a first down that ends the game. So it's more so the Rams not playing well than Tom Brady heroic effort. Then the defense comes in, doesn't do anything to stop them from getting out of bounds. So the Rams are just about in the same boat as the Bucks. But like you said, the Bucks are playing terrible football. They can't block for Tom Brady. I think I've seen Tom Brady hit the grass more than I ever have in his whole career. They can't run the ball. I don't know if Leonard Fournette is just not feeling it. I don't know if he's done, but he doesn't look like he's doing anything out there. They just look bad all around, man. I think I'm looking it up now. I think Leonard Fournette has abysmal numbers, 405 yards on the season. He's averaging 3.3 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. What do you do with that?
I mean, just to add a point to Leonard Fournette, remember all that controversy surrounding him coming into preseason, way overweight?
Yep.
Could this be a byproduct of that?
I definitely think it could be a byproduct of it. But I think, again, this team won a Super Bowl. I think some people were like, "Hey, it's been years since the Super Bowl. How could guys still be high off of that?" But I think they are. It's kind of like you win a big game that people thought you weren't going to win. Somehow miraculously pull that off, beat Patrick Mahomes, who at this point in his career, as we were talking about offline, should have 3 rings. But beat him, and you got Tom Brady. So I think some guys just start to feel like, man, we got Tom Brady. That's all we need, because again, Tom Brady has been this, great quarterback for so long. And he's carried some teams that just don't have the pieces. But this Buccaneers team is just not that good. So I think they go into Germany tomorrow. They've got a lot riding on the line. They still got a chance to make the playoffs because they're playing a terrible NFC South right now. And I think it's going to be a battle, but I think Seattle is well coached. They've got a pretty solid team where there's not one person who's like the guy. Geno Smith is doing what he needs to do. He's playing efficient football. He's not making these, improvisation plays that we used to seeing from the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Don't need to. Not to win in the NFL.
No, you just gotta throw the ball away and avoid sacks. Get the ball to your guys and play smart. And he's doing that. So I too have the Seahawks winning tomorrow in the first game ever in Germany. I think it's going to be dope to see the fans there, for them to get that opportunity to experience an NFL game in person. And it's dope just to see the brand continue to, expand globally. One question I have for you, Rick, if there was anywhere else that you think the NFL should host a game, we've seen Mexico City now. We've seen London numerous times. We've seen Germany now. Where else do you think would be the next spot that, the NFL should land on?
I'm pretty sure league officials do a great deal of research as pertains to what countries are really thirsting to see these players play, and it's based on the television views, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't have any insight into those numbers, so I'm about to just throw an arbitrary country out there and hope that it sticks. I think Costa Rica, man, might be an interesting country to go to and have a game, especially with football really being like their type of football, soccer being like the primary sport over there. So I'm pretty sure they have pretty big stadiums over there that could house a good population of people for a football game. So I think Costa Rica would be an interesting country to host a football game, and they should have it in San Jose. San Jose.
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty dope. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I had to throw anywhere out, like you said, it's hard to know like where the views are, where the super fans are. But South Africa would be dope. Like I think it would just be a beautiful backdrop to play the game. I don't know if you remember Madden, like back in the day when you could pick like other stadiums and just play somewhere random. So I think it would be like a great backdrop. And I think playing in other countries could be a tool to build the fan base as well.
Yeah.
Like, so if the fan base isn't super huge somewhere, having a game there could bring in more fans that normally wouldn't watch the sport.
And I would say maybe like a preseason game.
Yeah.
That could add value, but especially for a country that may not have a big American football following.
Right, for sure.
So we all know that soccer football is the most popular sport in the entire world.
Right.
Behind, in front of football. So our football, American football. So it'd be interesting to see, other cultures embrace the American football that we love,
right.
As their own. So yeah, man, hopefully it will expand to other countries and give other countries the opportunity to see some of these amazing games live.
Yeah. So score. What will the score be in this game?
Whew, it's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I think we're looking at 28-24. Seattle.
Ooh. So pretty high scoring for you.
Yeah, I think so.
It's definitely a tough one. Just looking at some of my analysis here. I got Seahawks 21, Bucks 17.
Okay.
21-17.
Okay.
Yeah. So we roll with that. Cool. We'll put a bow on it. Yo.
Yes, sir.
It's dope that the NFL is going to Germany. Wish I could be there in person. Things don't always work out that way. But, yo, check it out tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Dub and I will be back with more from in the arena. Before we go, though, give us that Mercedes-Benz treatment. As we always say, CLS, comment, like, subscribe. Not the S550, but the CLS. We need that. Do that for us. And we'll be back with more from in the arena.
Till next time.
Peace.